Welcome to the Hoxworth Unfiltered podcast, brought to you by Hoxworth Blood Center, University of Cincinnati. I'm Ashley Smith, and today we're in only episode 2 of our new segment called Ashley Asks. Of course, you heard episode 1. That was with Barry with Network for Hope just a little bit ago, and now we have somebody who actually needs a kidney. This is Deneal. Deneal, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Deneal is currently working with Off the List, which they also work with Network for Hope, and that is an organization dedicated to helping people find living kidney donors. Deneal has known for over 10 years that she would eventually need a kidney transplant. And to date, more than 60 people have tried to be a living donor for Deneal specifically, and unfortunately, none of them have been a perfect match. Now, she was officially placed on the transplant list in March of 2024, but she was active. Her status changed to active just this past January, right? So only, I don't know, 6-7 months now that you've been active. She also undergoes dialysis for 8 hours a day, every single day, usually doing that at night after she works. She does work for Hoxworth as well. And that is incredibly taxing physically, emotionally. She can't live her life to the fullest, as I'm sure she'll tell us as well. Yet she continues to show strength, hope, and determination throughout her journey. And so she is just one of many, many people that are here in the Cincinnati area that need these organ donations. So hello, Deneal. Again, welcome. And, obviously we gave a nice long intro, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Yeah. What do you do at Hoxworth? And what do you do outside of Hoxworth?
Okay, well, I'm Deneal. I am a data analyst at Hoxworth. I've been there for about 1.5 years now. Basically what I do at Hoxworth is I just write a lot of reports for everybody. And on my free time, I love hanging out with my friends, or I always like to take long walks with my dog. I love ride on the river, so being able to walk by the river is just amazing and super scenic most of the time. I like to do outdoor activities like biking or I don't know, nothing too strenuous, but and then I love reading and things like that, and that's pretty much a little bit.
You're not from Cincinnati, right? Tell me where you're from.
Correct. I am from Richmond, Kentucky.
Okay.
I've been at Cincinnati. I moved to Cincinnati in 2020, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah, Richmond now has a Buc-ee's, right? I feel like that's somewhat new.
True. Yeah.
She's like, that's not what we're known for. Okay.
No, we do have one though. Yeah.
It's a big deal once you get a Buc-ee's. Okay. So obviously I said you've known for 10 years that you needed a kidney. When did it become critical to the point where you needed to be on the list?
I would say we started seriously having talks about me needing a new kidney probably about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then we officially sent in the referral December of 23.
Okay.
And then it just takes that long to get to get that first initial appointment with UC Transplant, which my first appointment was in March of 24.
So I have never been on a transplant list, knock on wood, but to me it's like, when you're waiting at a restaurant and they say, and on the app it'll say like you're 5th in line. So do you know in line where you are? So, I mean, there's so many unknowns, right?
Right, yeah. So it's kind of it's broken down by blood type, and then it's like, I believe it's like 200 nautical miles from the transplant center. So basically, and then it goes down to like need and how long they've been waiting. So there's not like a super easy like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of deal. So it's going to kind of really boil down to who matches most closely.
Right.
And versus also how long they've been waiting.
Right. So tell us about Off the List, how people have been taking these tests to try and become a match for you.
Yeah, so Off the List is a nonprofit organization that essentially helps people get off the list. So they strategize in marketing where basically they create, and even for me, it's optional, but for me, they run my social media accounts. So I have a Facebook and a Instagram account, and they post on there, every a couple of times a week. And then they also help with advertisements. So, you can do just as simple as a bumper sticker all the way to billboards, or I've also had the option of having my story put onto like an advertising screen on the airport.
Okay.
So just different things like that. They also help out with those kind of things as well, to help get your name out and your information out. And then as far as how people can get tested, there's a few different options. So you can always sign up with the link. And you can either choose to schedule an appointment and do all the testing in one day, or you can always ask them to ship you out all the testings. It's like a mouth swab, and then you swab it, send it back, and they're like, hey, you're a match, or hey, you're not a match. The cool thing is nowadays is that, yes, I need to have a match to get the kidney, but anybody can really donate thanks to the paired exchange program. Yeah. So through the paired exchange program, anybody, no matter what blood type they are, can really still donate. They'll just be able to swap kidneys basically with somebody else.
Right.
That would help me and somebody else.
Right. That's that paired exchange program that I mentioned in episode 1 that Grey's Anatomy did an episode on it, but it does happen in real life, and it's still very fascinating that they can even do that.
It's very cool.
Yeah. What's it like? You 60 plus, and you told me this a while ago. It's probably more than that at this point, but at least more than 60 people. What's that like emotionally? I mean, you probably have such high hopes.
Yeah.
And then you find out it wasn't. What's that like?
Well, now it's, kind of like a numbing thing.
Really?
I mean, it's hard, because you really can't I've had many people reach out and say that they were a match, but then they got declined due to, different types of other health reasons. Or
So you're saying step 1, they're a match. The swab, they're good.
Yeah, they can
Go
be a
on
match.
to step 2.
Step 2 will be, they draw blood, they do, ultrasound scans, I don't know, or your kidney scans. I had a friend find out that one of her kidneys was actually 35% smaller than the other kidney, so she couldn't donate to me. So that was just crazy things like that, pop up all the time. You don't even know.
Right.
And that's how she found out. So a bunch of different tests like that. And then if they see something that's a little bit concerning, they'll be follow up with this specialist and let us know. And so that's pretty much how a lot of my donors have fallen off. And then there's certain weight requirements, and even kidney stones could mark someone off from being able to donate. So it's very, they want to make sure to protect really the donor to where that, they obviously don't want to take a kidney from a donor who may later on and down the road also need a kidney.
Yeah.
So they're very strenuous on making sure that the donor most likely will never have to be in this situation where they too need a kidney.
So tell me about that process. It's a lengthy process for somebody to see if they are a perfect match for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a lot of testing, but it's only, as far as I have been made aware, it's only one appointment at UC. It's a full day appointment, but it's just one appointment, and then they go from there. Now, granted, if they say hey, you need to follow up with, this person, a cardiologist, for example, then, that's going to add a little bit more time. That's going to be another appointment. But for the most part, I've learned that it's just that one appointment. And then from there, they kind of steer you whichever way it needs to be.
Right.
So, yeah.
And sometimes that can take, just for one person to see if they're a match, it's a whole week. And then, so you might have 5 people that want to see if they're a match.
Oh, yes.
And now you're 5 weeks out.
Correct.
And none of them are a match, and now you've got to start all over.
Yeah, transplant centers typically, or at least at UC, they only do one test. They only test one living donor a week. So, if I have 5 donors and that sign up on the same day, some of them aren't going to get in. Well, there's already about a month waiting time. Okay. Because there's other people, obviously, needing kidneys as well.
Right.
So there's about a month wait list, and then one a week. So we're already at 5 weeks out for, whichever donor got the last slot.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. So what has this kidney disease done to you? I mean, you said you're in, is it end-stage renal failure? What's it called? Okay. So how are you different now than you were, say, 3-4 years ago?
Yeah. Well, I'm on dialysis, and that's been pretty hard, and it's a big adjustment. So I've been on dialysis for, I think I just passed the 3-month mark, like this week, I think.
Yeah.
Dialysis is hard. So like, it's painful some nights. I don't think I've actually slept through the night since I started dialysis. So that's been really hard to like even just accept, because, I'm on it for 8 hours. So I have to be home around 9 o'clock to get it started so that I can still go to work in the morning at a reasonable time.
Right.
Or just even, my day to day, like I don't want to have to sit in bed waiting for the dialysis to stop. So that kind of like cuts on my social time with my friends. I'm not as physically active as I used to be. I can't walk as much. Like I've been telling my mom I'm up to like 4,000 steps a day, and we're like really excited about that. But like I used to be far more like active than I am now, and that also plays into like my dog's activity. Like I do have a dog, and I love her very, very much.
What's her name?
Her name's Tilly. She's a Siberian Husky. Even like a poor thing, she like will want to go outside, and I'm like, I literally cannot go outside. Like I just can't do this again. And so, I have great friends who definitely help me out by like walking her. And so that's a great, like, kind of a burden lifted to be able to still be able to have someone help out with her. But then like, I'm tired often. I lose my hair, like my hair falls out. Don't have the sleep. I have to take pills a lot. I can't eat salty foods. I can't drink dark sodas. And those things aren't like the worst things in the world, but it's like, I can't ever really have much of a treat myself or anything like that, because anything can really impact what my kidney function is. And also just having a high risk of getting peritonitis, which that's so basically I do my dialysis through my peritoneum, and if that gets an infection in it, then I won't be able to do dialysis through here if it gets bad enough, and it gets bad quick. Okay. And so then I'm on to the hemodialysis, and that's technically supposed to be used for a short term.
Okay.
And so that's always a risk that I run, is like if I get into, I'm never really on the river, but let's say I get into some river water from somehow, that could cause it to get infected, and that's that. I can't get into chlorinated pools because that's not appropriate cleanliness, I guess, and that could cause me to get, I can't go to the lake, like all these kind of things. Like I don't know a situation where I'd roll into mud, but like maybe I fall and I get into mud, and that's where, and then, so I had to be really careful with like my environment and what I'm getting myself into, and making sure that it's really clean and stuff like that. Wow. So, yeah.
There's a lot of things, I think you always hear that you never know what somebody's going through, and there's also like this invisible thing that, because I look at you and you look very healthy. She's 29 years old, by the way. I asked her if it was okay to say that. So you're a 29-year-old who would normally be out drinking with friends. I mean, let's be honest, on the river, jumping in to get cool, and you can't do any of those things. And so I think it's important also not just to know Deneal's story, but to know that there are a lot of people like you that you probably want to wear a sign like, hey, I have kidney disease, like, give me a break. But you also don't want people to know you as Deneal with kidney disease, right? There's probably quite a balance there.
It's a tough fence to straddle. Yeah. Because it is sometimes like, I just, like, mentally, like, I come to work already like 85% overloaded because I already have so much on my plate. Mm-hmm. So then I can only commit, so much time. I do my work.
Dr. O, she's a great employee, as you know.
But some days it's like I'm mentally already at capacity. Mm-hmm. And so those are the days where I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to have to call my doctors, or I don't want to have to take my pills right after my whatever, or sometimes I don't want to have to get up to get the water to take the pills. So like, that's kind of the part where I'm like, I don't want to have to deal. Like, that's the part where I want people to already come into the situation knowing that I have the illness. But then I also recognize that when they are aware, it's always like then they come into a situation where it's not needed, and I still get the pity. Mm-hmm. And it's like I said, it's a tough fence to straddle. So
yeah,
correct.
So why should people try and be a match for you? Why should they try and save your life?
Yeah, well, so I can have a life. I mean, but seriously, my life is incredibly hindered right now. You know, I don't at this point really remember my life previously, and like on top of it, right now, for the past like 2 years prior to me starting dialysis, I wasn't able to travel, and I love traveling. If you've talked to anybody about me, I love to travel. And now that I started dialysis, technically, yes, I can travel, but okay, now I have to bring the cycler, I have to bring all my supplies, the dialysis bags, and then I still have to be back at the hotel room at 9 o'clock. So it's kind of like, yes, I'm still traveling. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. And like, I just want to be able to hang out with my friends as a 29-year-old and be able to like date and be able to take my dog to the dog park and not have to worry about a dog getting its paws on me or the dog like ripping out my catheter. And like, you know, I want to be able to be carefree. And, you know, right now I have a lot of responsibility, you know, for a 29-year-old. So that's why you should donate to me, so that I can start actually living my life again and remembering what it's like to not have to be so careful all the time.
I can't wait to know Deneal with a new kidney. Like you said, you have so many responsibilities. I mean, let's say as a 30-year-old, you know, you've got this new kid.
No, 29.
Amazing. Okay, as a 20, I'm sorry, I pushed it forward too much.
We're not there yet.
But whatever it is, I mean, like, you're going to be a catch. Like that day half is going to be wild.
That's the hope.
So give us the links. Where do we go to find more information?
Yeah, so Facebook and Instagram, they're both the same. So Donors for Deneal. That Deneal is spelled Deneal. And they both have my story you can read, you can follow, you can share the stories or the post. And there also is going to be the link as well for anybody who wishes to sign up that they can.
I love it. All right, Deneal, anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And please sign up.
And we'll have Deneal on post-transplant. It'll be great. And
hopefully real soon.
Maybe it'll be you, the person listening or watching right now. So Deneal's story is a reminder that living donation is powerful, a powerful life-saving act of generosity that can happen right now. Some ways that we know people can offer support, of course, as she mentioned, you can follow along on social media. You can go to Network for Hope, Off the List, all of those spaces as well to find more information. Okay, that's it for today's episode of Hoxworth Unfiltered. Thanks for joining us, and an extra special thank you to Deneal for sharing her powerful story. Of course, Deneal is one of many people that share a similar story and a similar journey to finding that match, that perfect match for them. So if you learned something new today, share this episode with a friend, leave us a review, or hit that follow button so you never miss an update. And if Deneal's story inspired you, take the next step, get tested, of course, get that swab, become a donor, and share her journey or learn more about becoming a living donor. You might be the match someone's been waiting for. Until next time, stay curious, save lives, and keep it unfiltered.